This is brutally honest advice for teenagers. I don't even believe in myself that much, and you guys believe in me that much. That was a constant underlying feeling in me for many years. In this information age, people are doing one of the dumbest things ever. The last time I told my dad that I could feel, I don't know how common this is, but when you're little, like when you're young, you desire, like you want to enjoy your life, you want to be fun, you want to like you're dreaming big, you're believing that you can get a lot. But then if maybe let's say your family isn't like in the very high social statuses, like having all the cars and the big houses and the influence and everything, sometimes it gets to a stage where you begin to feel like certain things will never come to you, like certain things are never meant for you, or that you like it's far out of your league. It's not meant for people like you. And this is a belief that I used to have myself, and I had it for many years, since even before I was a teenager, for many years. And this was even beyond money. Sometimes for different, like maybe like different opportunities and stuff. Like because it wasn't happening much, and maybe when you tried, you didn't get to enjoy the same result that other people are enjoying. With time, you then begin to feel like it's certain things you would never get, certain things you never enjoyed. I begin to feel that way and I felt that was a constant underlying feeling in me for many years. And it was until recently that deep belief began to break. And one of the ways was me like coming to Australia, because at a point it felt like traveling was never going to happen for me or for anyone in my family. It felt like it's not meant for us, and we'll just never get to experience it. But it's happening to me is more like sometimes I'm still trying to be like believing that, like coming to the reality that this actually happened. And not just with the traveling one, in terms of, for example, like starting a channel and trying to start making money, start creating influence, start creating impact. When you see other people, you feel like it just would never happen for you. And many times it could be that the reason why you feel that way is because you are judging yourself at a scale that's unfair. Many of these people have been grinding on this for years, for so many years, and it wasn't working. But then after a lot of showing up, then it finally worked. And I'm not saying that it's going to take you 20 years to get it right. It doesn't have to take you that long. It can take you significantly short amount of time. It depends on if you are able to be creative enough and to, find ways to make things faster. Like something that I learned from the current book I'm reading, me of all people. Like I'm someone that I'm not really much of a reader, but this year I have been reading. I finished one book. Now I'm in my second book right now. The second one is The Millionaire Fast Lane by M.J. DeMarco, if I believe I said it correctly. And one thing that he said is that there's a get rich quick path, and there's a get rich easy path. But then many people think that the get rich quick path is the same as the easy path. So that's why whenever they hear, everyone believes that the get rich quick path is a scam. But the thing that people sell get rich easy as though it is get rich quick. So getting rich quick is more of being efficient and finding ways to use leverage for yourself. Why get rich easy is all the, put $1,000 that you're going to get $1 million by the end of the month. That kind of stuff is the get rich easy. So it doesn't mean that you're going to have to spend 20 years before you can get the results you want. It all depends on how how much, I don't want to say consistent, because I feel like so many people use the word consistent and its value is not strong enough, it's not strong anymore. But you just have to, like, you can get the results you want. You just have to stick to it long enough. And one, aside the traveling one, another example is LinkedIn. I know I've been trying to grow my LinkedIn presence for quite a while. I started mainly, not much for a while. I started just last year. That's when I started like pushing hard on it. And now I'm almost getting to one, like almost very close. Like I'm having 631 followers as at when I last checked. And this came from, constant posting and constant like building up. And the same thing other people did. It's just that I am still early on in my own journey. So I don't want you to ever think that certain things are not meant for you. That's a lie. You can get whatever you want to get if you're willing to put in the effort. Other people that have it right now, they was once upon a time in their life, they felt like it would never happen for them, but it happened. So you can get whatever you want. God didn't tell you that you can't get it. So which situation has the right to tell you you can't get it? So you just don't let wrong perceptions totally limit how much you can reach. The sky is the limit, as they say. So let yourself dream big, and once you've chosen what you want to do, stick to it long enough. It's pretty difficult especially for us youngsters, when it's like everyone around you keeps saying wrong things, like life is so hard, money is finishing, money is difficult to get, life is difficult, and everyone keeps confessing the same wrong things. With time, you begin to believe those beliefs. That becomes your own mindset, that before you know it, you begin to address life the same way, that life is going to be hard, things are not going to work out, and money is difficult to get, and rich people are wicked. You keep on believing all of these things. But one of the best things you can do for yourself is just to protect your mind from wrong ideas. I'm not saying those people that are saying having the wrong ideas and wrong confessions and wrong thoughts. It's not that they are wicked or not, but they're speaking based on their experience. But the thing is, from what I've learned, just because you don't somebody's experience doesn't determine your own experience. The past doesn't have a complete control over the future. It depends on what you decide to do. So even if someone may be coming from a very terrible situation, a very terrible condition, that doesn't totally decide how the rest of his life is gonna be. It doesn't determine his whole life's trajectory. It depends on how he decides to act. So the same with you. Look at babies. Babies come totally innocent. They don't know anything, and that's why they're able to. Whatever they see, no matter how big the person that did it is, whether he's a bodybuilder or he's as tall as the tallest person in the world, they feel like they can do it, and they just try. And many times they're able to get some results, even though it's in a way lower scale. So the same, because they don't believe they can do it, they feel like if you can do it, so can I. So I believe you as a teenager have to guard that level of innocence and that level of curiosity, because that is what is going to lead you to stumble on things you would have never thought of, because your mind is working at a very quick rate. And I can see this with my younger siblings, and how my younger sister in particular, how she thinks and how she's able to process things very quickly, because at that age you're full of energy and you're able to do so much. So don't let that be the time when your beliefs or what you think you can do is then being limited. And I'm saying this now to teenagers, because you guys have grown and you understand life to a good amount. So you can make the decision that, yes, this is what these people around me are saying, but it doesn't mean that is how my life is going to be. And the perfect proof is just go online and you see different other people that have gotten the results that you want to get. So if they can get it, so can you. You just now have to find out how did they get it. And then now when you find out how to do it, then break it down into simple steps you can take and start doing it. Just try as much as possible to block out all the noise. And one thing you can do is to keep on listening. Listen to podcasts, listen to videos, listen to talks. Because the more you listen to them, the more it goes into your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind is what decides, is what fully influences how you act. Because you can consciously be like, yes, you want to do this, but if your subconscious mind is still having a wrong mindset that you are trying to erase, it has a stronger influence on your life. So you have, as much as possible, listen to the right things. Listen to podcasts, listen to videos, keep on saying it to yourself so that it becomes more hard-coded in here. And it makes it a lot easier for you to, keep going, even though every single person around you is saying otherwise. This is like when it comes to trying to get results and stuff, generally you think of, you have to work hard and keep on showing up and just work hard. But the thing is that some people have gotten what you're trying to get. So there's no need of you trying to rewrite the whole story again. Me in school, and I wish I did this a lot more back in high school especially, because there were people that were like those people that often get in first place and all of that. Then generally the general way to respond is that you sort of begin to envy them and you just you give them one eye, so to speak. But if you are saying that you want to get the kind of result they are getting, I believe the best way is to get closer to them. Well, as you get closer to them, you get to see how they are learning. You get to understand what they're understanding. You get to see how they are, you get to learn their tactics. You're not doing this to try and get back at them, but you're trying to do well just as they're doing well. So the best reasonable thing is to know them better, because you then get to see how they are learning, how what they are doing on a daily basis, and then you see how you can apply that to yourself. I believe it's a simple rule which many people are applying. You don't have to rewrite their journey to success over and over again. You can just succeed by copying from other people that have succeeded, and then seeing how you can make that strategy your own as time evolves. You can see how to add your own spice to it so it becomes more unique to yourself. So you don't have to try and rewrite everything or do everything yourself. If you have access to people that have gotten the results you want, stick closely to them. Be friends with them, understand them better, create a strong relationship with them, because that relationship is going to save you so many years and so many efforts, so many wasted efforts. Because instead of making those mistakes and doing the things that are not going to be beneficial for yourself, you're directly in connection to the person who is doing the things and is getting the results. And then you just have to take their blueprint and apply it into your life, and hopefully also get the same results. Now, in line with reading, one advice I would give to you is don't call yourself a no reader. Don't say, even if you don't like reading, don't make that your identity, that you are just not a book person. I believe that I was not a book person. I didn't like reading, because let me say, but my attention span was long enough for me to read a non-color book for long. I just get tired after reading 1 to maybe 10 pages, and I'm just I'm not reading anymore. And I believe that I'm just not a book person. So I stopped reading. I rather watch videos, educational videos, than to go and read a whole book. But now, I wish I wasn't that hard-hearted towards reading. And the reason reading is so important is videos are good, but then reading is it's somebody's whole life experience compressed into a few pages. So what took them 40 years to learn, they are telling you everything in 300 pages. So going through that it gives you access to a whole lot more than any video would have given you. If we're to take an average book, let's say 200 pages, and make that into a video, you can imagine how long that video is going to be, or how many series you have to do just to completely cover all the content in the book. So that's why reading for me is so important, because it gives you access to a lot more information. And aside that, it also really helps your brain to relax, and like you get time away from all the screens. And I honestly prefer having a hard copy book. That's why I have my 2 books here that I have read or that I'm reading so far. Is having the book in front of you reading. You don't have to be in front of a screen. Your eye gets to rest from all the screen, because for a period my eyes were constantly paining me, and it was all because of I was always in front of a screen, either working or doing something with the screen every single time. But then you're having a physical book, you get to enjoy it. For me personally, I get to enjoy it better, because I'm having the thing I'm reading, and you're seeing the progress that you're making. You can see how much you have read and how much is remaining. So it's more it's for me, it feels a lot better to have a physical book. So the whole point I'm saying is, don't block yourself from reading. Because books give you access to so much more information than videos do. And if you really want to shorten the time you need to get to that level of success you want, if you want to shorten the amount of time you need to grow, to improve your mindset, to mature faster, you have to start devouring books. Read and read and read. It makes you more mature. It improves your thinking ability. It improves your creative process. Because you're seeing how other people are writing. They're learning from their experiences. So it prevents you from making the same mistakes that they did. Yeah. So, and I can proudly say that I'm a reader now. Yeah, I love reading. Reading is wonderful, especially if it's a good book. It's gold. So, in line with being consistent, the reason why people actually never reach the goal that they set for themselves is because they are not consistent. You have been told about consistent over and over again, but it's the truth. I used to watch so many productivity videos about how to be consistent and blah blah blah. None of them really worked for me until I really hit the wall. And I saw that. I was like, bro, you have to set up. So two things that this year I have been able to do, because I finally found a way to stick to it, is, for the first time ever, for over 2 months, I've been constantly learning Chinese almost every single day. If I've only missed one day, and then the next day I do it, I catch up. But generally, for over 2 months, I've been consistently learning Chinese, which I've tried so many times before, and I would just do 10 days and then I'll stop. Secondly, I've constantly been reading, as I said earlier, but usually I'll just read a couple of pages and I'm done. I don't read again. And the reason why I've been able to do that is, number one, I found a strong why, a reason why I really wanted to do this. Reading books because I know the future that I want for myself, and I want to start putting in the steps to get that future I want today. I want to start putting the steps today, because the longer I take to start putting the steps, the longer it will take for me to be that person that I want to be, the longer it will take for me to get the results. And then I'll be crying and lamenting 5 years down the line, why is it that I'm not getting the results that I want? But it's all because I didn't put my acts together and start showing up and doing what I have to do. So, because of that reason, in addition to that, I also made it a bit more disgraceful for myself to not do it. I started posting online on LinkedIn. So in the comments, I said this thing called the LinkedIn accountability log. So every week I would account for what I've done in line with the habits or the thing that I'm trying to do consistently. So if I didn't do it, I would log that I didn't do this for this and this reason. So every single person that reads, that comes across my content, comes across my accountability log, and either sees me as a competent person or an incompetent person. And so I don't want anyone to see me as an incompetent person, because it's going to really be harmful on my brand. And as a result, I was consistent. And the thing is, after I was consistent for about 3 weeks or 1 month, then it's like the momentum was then established, and it then took more energy to stop it. So I remember even for a period I paused on reading. I paused on reading for some time, but it was aching me so much that I wasn't reading. So I went back to reading again, because I've done it so many times that now it's part of my lifestyle. It's part of what I do. It's part of what I expect myself to do. So you just have to, if you're able to consistently do something an equivalent of like 21 times or 1 month or 3 weeks, not that you do it like twice every week. No, you do like the number of times you are doing this consistently is like at least 20, let me say 21 times, 3 weeks plus. Then you reach that level where it's now like part of your system, not easier for you to do, and you just keep on doing it. That works for me. It could be a different number for you. It could be a shorter number, a longer number. But the whole point is, if you're able to stick to something long enough, you find a way to make it easier for yourself. Have a strong why. You can do what I did with the accountability stuff, or have people that you will report to, or that will keep an eye on you to make sure they are doing this stuff. It really helps. Because every single thing you want to do in this world, if you're unable to stick to it, you never get the results you want. So the longer you're able to, the earlier you start sticking to things, the earlier the result will come. Now, you guys are very curious at this age, and even at earlier ages. But my one advice that I'm going to give you is that not everything is supposed to be seen or read or heard. Just because of that people are doing it doesn't mean you have to do it. Like, there are some things that it's best for you to just be innocent about it. You don't have to know. You don't have to know how it feels. You don't have to know how it smells. You don't have to know how it tastes like. You don't have to know how it looks like. Sometimes when your mind is innocent, it helps you. Because once so many unnecessary things are being dumped in your mind, you have more things that are like fighting for your attention, and more things that are like more temptations and more distractions. So much more distractions that you wish you never saw that. You wish you never experienced that thing. So yeah, you might see other people that, they are having fun and they're this and that, or they're watching something, and then you too want to, I want to join my friends, I want to watch. But they don't tell you what they are going through. Many of them don't tell you the struggles that they are going through. You're just seeing them happy and enjoying. But you don't know what they're going through in their room when they are like in their quiet, when they are alone. You don't know what they're going through. And then you go and join and do. And then you also start going through it. I'm not saying anything in specific, but I believe you know what I'm talking about. You don't need to know everything. Even in like what's going on around the world, what's happening to celebrities, and those people are living their lives, they're making their own money, and so there's no point of you wasting your whole time trying to find every single, it's not important. I'm not saying that be this person that doesn't care about anything going on, but try, be more conscious of the information that you're feeding on, before I say that, so be more conscious of the information that you are feeding on and they are dwelling on, because some of them will just not benefit you, and it's best for you to just not have that information, so it doesn't take up any memory space in your head. And now the thing I just remembered is, in this information age, people are doing one of the dumbest things ever, of making conclusions without investigating themselves, without digging, looking for real, without doing their own research. They hear it from one person and that's their belief. I believe that's a really dumb thing to do. Whatever the subject is, whether with your friends, it's with the world, whatsoever it is, it doesn't make sense that you hear it from one person, and then just because of what that person said, you believe that is the truth, and you go around with that belief, and you're able to willing to fight anybody that has a different belief. It's wrong. It's not smart. It doesn't make sense. And many people are fighting different battles just because they have a wrong idea or a wrong belief that they never really thought about. So before an idea is given to you, before an opinion is given to you, take your time to hear look from both sides and really come to a conclusion. Unless you are saying you really want to just be causing trouble and just have pick sides. But if you are saying you want to make a right choice, you want to make a right decision, you have to take both sides. Look at both sides, compare both, what both sides are saying, whether it's with your friends, in your family, in the world, in religion, in politics. Compare what both sides are saying, or all the different sides are saying, and then come to a real decision. Not because this person said so, not because you don't want to hurt someone's feeling, but because based on the data you have gotten, or based on what you found, this and this and this is the correct thing. Honestly, I've seen it so many times. People will tell me things and then be like, how do you know about that? I say, someone told me. I'm like, come on. You can't live your life based on that. You can't live your life based on I heard from this, I heard from that. In that case, I can make you hate every single person in your life just by telling you this, and you just believe me. It's honestly dumb. Now, the two most important parties in the world is number one, God, Jesus, and number two, your family. Without these two, there is nothing you're going to be able to do in this life. Don't try and be like, I have my friends and my friends are gonna be. That's not wise. Especially, I know some people, unfortunately, they are coming from families that aren't really anything to write home about. I know those situations. That's a different thing altogether. But all things being equal, you can't tell me, my friends do this, my friends support me, your family are the reason why you are alive. So you can't say you can't treat them lightly. And I know what family has done for me. I know the importance of having a strong family in your life. People that see the best in you, people that will push you, even though you feel like they're being wicked. They'll keep showing, they'll keep pushing you, keep talking to you, they'll keep investing in you because they know they have seen what is inside you. And many times you haven't even seen it yourself. And even up to today, sometimes my parents say things and I'm like, I don't even believe in myself that much, and you guys believe in me that much. Family is everything. And don't let what you see in the world, or your friends, or one person that gave you some amount of money, one person that told you a few nice lines, don't let them brainwash you and then you begin to disregard your family, because they are the reason why you are where you are. They are the ones that even in your lowest times, they still loved you and they still showed up for you. And the reason, and then the other person, the other party is Jesus. And the reason why I say this, I'm not trying to be this overly religious person, because after all, I strongly believe that Christianity is not a religion, because religions are about religions are more about self-righteousness in a way that it's based on your action that you are justified. But that's not what Christianity is about. Christianity is about a God who longed so much for his creation that he went to the deepest depth to bring them back to him, even though he decided to make it that the creation was supposed to suffer. He's one, he put his life on the line for those he loved. And then because of that, everyone who decides to come into that covenant or that relationship gets to experience paradise with him. That is, in a very, very simple way, what Christianity is about. So that Christianity is nothing about religion or about do this or do that. But this is not about that. So the reason why Jesus is important in your life is this world that we see right now. Many things is not as we see it. The world is spiritual. And I'm not trying to be a doomsday prophet or anything like that. But the world is spiritual. And you just thinking that things are as they are is utter ignorance. Complete ignorance. Many things happening. If you're to see what's happening beneath it, you'll be shocked. So you can't think that it's just by your own power and by your own mind and you're just going to make it through. Come on, I've seen people who literally just studied for 7 years in their university and they were on their way home. They got to their country. They were one junction away from their house and they died over there. You can't tell me that was just a mere coincidence. You can't tell me that's just a mere coincidence. And even if the coincidence, I believe some coincidences can be avoided. So, you need Jesus so much. For me, I've seen, and even beyond danger and all, in terms of my abilities, I know I struggled in high school. I struggled to do well. There were times I was crying to my mom that I can't do this anymore. I felt like I was not good enough. But partnering with Jesus, partnering with the Holy Spirit, I got to my own ability forward with Him. It helped me to get greater results than I have ever gotten, and I applied way less effort to get it. From being someone that's so inconsistent in school, today, like my grades were going from Form 1, I was going up, then Form 2 started going down, and it went a very big drop in Form 3. But then after I put my house together and I partnered more with Jesus, it started going up. And it went so up to the extent that in Form 4, that's in my IGCSE Form 5, I graduated with 7 A stars and an A. I also worked in a national I got a national award. I got to work in a national stage for the first time ever in my life. That was how everything went up. So I understand now that yes, my ability is important, my effort is important, but if I really want to get real results and get them consistently, I can't do it without Jesus. If I really want to be sure and certain that no matter what happens, that I'm going to be okay, no matter what happens, my family is going to be okay, that assurance, that peace, it can never come from your own ability. Whatever, even if you have the biggest military in the world, it's not strong enough to protect you. It's not. But knowing your place in Jesus, it's everything. That's why I'm here and I'm certain. I know that my family is safe. My family is okay. I know that I'm going to be okay. I know that no matter what comes my way, I'm going to be able to go through it because of Him. So now, to all those having daddy issues, sometimes you misunderstand your fathers and you feel like they are too harsh or they don't understand. Yeah, sometimes it feels that way and I understand. But the truth is, you just don't know what they are dealing with. Sometimes they are dealing with so much that you if you knew, you offer to carry them. Sometimes they have it feels like they have the whole world on their head, on their shoulders. And they have to carry that burden every day. So that's, if you understand that, you see why sometimes it feels like maybe they're a bit harsh, because sometimes their pressure spills out and meantime they don't mean it that way, but it just happens because they're dealing with so much. And I know, yes, of course, fathers, I'm not saying that because you're dealing with a lot, then you don't give your children the attention that they need. But I'm just saying that as you're growing up, you're becoming an adult. Understand that your dad is going through certain things, your dad is dealing with a lot, and then try to see how you can help him. Try to see how you can, connect more with him. Try to see how you can understand him better and try to be a bit less harsh on him and be at least a bit less judgmental and saying that you are too strict and you don't care about me and this, that. Many times it's not that. They love you so much. But the reason why he feels it feels like he's a bit distant is that he's dealing with a lot, and sometimes he doesn't know how to process them, because after all, he's a human being. Yeah, so if maybe you feel like your dad he's maybe too busy, a bit harsh, sometimes just be a bit patient with him. Yeah, and even in relation to like dads, I remember one day I watched a video that was like, I think this is probably over 7 years ago or 8 years ago. How can we say 7 years? So I watched a video, or either a video I consumed some content, and it was mainly about investing. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, Dad, you have to invest money. And the reason why you invest is because when you invest, it grows over time. And I was there preaching the thing to my dad. And my dad was really resisting what I was saying, because he gave me his own experience with the investing and how he put money in different places and he lost everything. But for me, I've not seen that, and I've been like, you don't take risk. You have to take risk, and it's because I've never earned my own money. When you earn your own money and you're talking about taking risk, okay, but you don't know anything about the world and you're preaching to your dad about taking risk. So the whole point here is that don't be so fast to resist opposing sides, because sometimes, yes, they may be wrong for you. They may really not be. They may really be living in fear, and they're just being too critical of trying new things. But no matter what the case is, don't openly resist, because sometimes when they have information that you need, then they don't give it to you because they feel like you're just going to resist them again. So even though you don't agree with them, just be quiet. Just be calm and listen. And when you're done with them, then process everything. And then see how you can put the puzzle together and see if truly this is not needed for you. And then you can respectfully put it down. And you don't have to come and tell them, I don't agree with you. You can do your own. You can still be doing your ventures quietly and be taking as much advice as you can. And for me, this is really important, because when I was little, I know how, I'll have ideas and I'm talking to my dad, but I'm forgetting that this person has lived way longer than you and he has experienced more than you. And of course, I'm not saying that every single experience that he had is going to determine how your life is going to be, but just be humble and listen to what the person is saying, because you might get lessons. You will get lessons, not you might. You get lessons that you will need to become the man or the woman that you are meant to be. Also, in line with the whole opposing side stuff, be very, very, very slow to speak. So if someone is giving a different opinion that is not what you agree with, don't just rush to start yapping and being like, no, you don't understand, and this, that. Meantime, just be calm and be like, give them the benefit of the doubt, and don't rush to give your stance. Sometimes, maybe if there's someone that you're defending and you want to just show the person that, yes, that I'm defending you and I will never betray you and stuff, then you just want to show it. But sometimes you just have to be calm. Yes, we know you have the energy, but just be calm and listen. Process everything that's being said, and then look for the best way to speak. As the old saying goes, I think it's from the Bible, I'm not very sure. Say be slow, be quick to listen, slow to speak, be slow to anger. So don't rush to talk, don't rush to act. Try and listen, process the information that you are getting. Don't be quick to believe that this person doesn't hate you, this person doesn't understand you. Just try and before you come to that conclusion, just listen to what the person is saying. Listen enough for them to finish talking. And if truly at the end of everything it's still the same what you thought is really the case, okay, then you win. But to save you a lot of a lot of struggle, because even meantime when dealing with parents, because you start talking and yapping and giving excuses at the start, you just make matters worse for yourself. And then you be like, should I just shut up and not say anything? So yeah, be very slow to speak. Don't rush to just talk. Even if it's not about about being scolded, even about sharing ideas or giving your opinion, don't just rush to talk. Just take some time to really process and think about what you're saying before it comes off your mouth. Like my mom used to tell me, before something leaves your mouth, think about that thing you're about to say, to see if this thing you're going to say is a good thing or a bad thing, to see if it's going to harm the person you're going to say it to. Think about it properly, because if people actually thought a bit about what, and thinking doesn't mean you have to spend 20 minutes thinking. In less than 1 second, your brain is very fast. You can process what you're about to say before you say. If you do that, if people did that more often, they would save themselves a lot of relationship issues. Relationship, like in terms of normal relationships and the other relationship. Yeah. So be very, very, very slow to speak. Yeah, and also if you've been following my YouTube, my different channel videos so far, especially if you watch the last one, which I will link over here, you can't do anything, you can't do much without having an audience. An audience is what really scales, because whatever product that you have, whatever idea that you have, people need to use it. So, and the fastest way to get it into the market is if you already have access to people who can just try it already. So no matter what you do, you need to have people, you need to have access to an audience. That's why in the golden era of content, so I believe there's no better time, especially before it's too late, if it ever gets too late, to start creating an audience, to start creating value. It doesn't have to be what other people are saying. It just have to be on about you. You don't have to be someone else. You can just be yourself and how you see the world. It could be, if you want to post funny content, if that's what really appeals to you, fine. But whatever you do, you have to start now to grow an audience. Even if you want to become a singer, you need an audience. You need people that really see that you are a good singer. So people that will really push you far. People that will recommend you to other people. It's all about pushing yourself out there, because people that are going to buy your services, people that are going to buy your products, people that are going to subscribe to your app, your website, wherever it is. An audience is everything. And it's from working with startups and retail businesses, it saves you a lot of time, a lot of money in ads. Because if you already have access to over 1 million people, those people, if your stuff is really good, they are going to recommend it to other people. So you don't really, you may still spend money in ads, but it's now significantly reduced, that you don't have to spend as much money anymore. And once you have the audience and you're being relevant to them, you don't start posting things that doesn't appeal to them anymore. You always have access to them. And once you have whatever that you have, because they trust you, because they like you, because they respect you, they're going to try it. And if it's good, they will tell other people. So yeah, you're young, but this is the best time to start creating content, growing an audience. Because many people, those of my cousins and friends that are older than me, they all say the same thing, that if they could go back, they will start doing this now. They will start doing this earlier, because it would have saved them a lot of stress and a lot of time of failed ideas. Yeah, so wrapping up, I can't believe that I've been speaking for almost an hour now. There's just so much to say. So I have 3 points left. Yeah. So, oh my goodness, I've forgotten what I want to say. Okay. So instead of thinking of the worst case scenario, sometimes consider thinking of the best case scenario. Sometimes it's good to consider the other negative side and not be what's the word, I don't remember the word, but that the kind of person that is not being realistic, something like that, or just being delusional. Yeah, I'm not being delusional. Yeah, but it's important to, stop thinking of the worst case scenario every single time. Like if somebody is not talking to you, then you feel like, oh, this person is angry with you. What's they angry with you? What if they're just not in a good mood and they're just tired and so they just want to be quiet? So yeah, I used to overthink a lot. So whenever someone's not in a good mood, I just feel like they're angry with me, or so. It saves you a lot of stress to not be always thinking of the worst case scenario every time. Sometimes it helps to think of the best case scenario, because by considering that, things might end up working that way. I'm not trying. I'm not. I know. Yeah, the world is not. It's not. It's not always bed of roses and all. But I believe you get what I'm saying. Yeah, and two more points that I want to share with you guys is, don't belittle anybody, whoever it is, because they seem to have come from a lower social status. Don't belittle them. Even if really they come from a lower social status, still don't belittle them. Everyone is a human being. Those people happen to be born into different circumstances. So don't just feel like you're better than them because maybe you're living in a better house, your parents are more wealthy. Treat everybody with dignity, with respect, with love. Because the person you see that's nobody today might be somebody tomorrow, and that person might be who you need in the future. I remember when I was like 10, so like 10, some years ago, when I met some people that seemed to be like that, I subconsciously treated them, like these people are just, But then soon I was immediately scolded by my parents, and I was taught the right thing, that they are human beings. You don't have the right to just be belittling them because you feel like you're better than them. You have to be like, humility it's a virtue, and it's something that every single person needs. It prevents you from being a jerk. Just even if you feel like somebody is better, even if you feel like you're better than somebody, wherever it is, in school, in work, in normal life, don't treat people badly just because you feel like you're in a better social status, because the tables can turn any day and you'll be the one that needs the favor. And then the last point is, practice gratitude to your parents. I don't know the last time you told your parents a sincere thank you for everything that they are doing for you. The last time I told my dad that I could feel the impact in the words that he said. So don't take what they are doing for granted, because many people don't have parents. Many people, you may feel like your parents are not good enough, but some people have a lot worse, and they will pray that they will get the parent that you have. So don't, practice some level of gratitude as often as possible. Do something for them. Say thank you. Try cooking dinner for them. Try doing the things that they would do in the house for them. You might not do anything big, but parents see that genuine effort and that genuine care in your actions. And it encourages them so much. It strengthens them so much. It means the world to them. I remember in church, probably gonna close with this. In church, there was a guy, he gave a sermon at church, and he lost his wife a few years ago. So he was, explaining how it was difficult having to raise all his kids by himself. And he also had babies and toddlers, so it was quite difficult for him. So people, other church members, would come and help him take care of the kids. And after his talk, I went up to him and I told him, I gave him a word of encouragement that his kids are really thankful. And I told him, I don't remember the exact word that I gave him, but I basically encouraged him and told him, thank you for being the person that you are and stuff. And I could see it in his eyes. He was so grateful. It was a simple word I gave him, but it meant the world to him. So the same with you. It don't just feel like it's just mom, it's just dad. Don't take them for granted. You never know the value of what you have until you don't have it anymore. So that is all. This is by far the longest video. I've been speaking for almost 1 hour. Wow, but I loved it, and I believe you guys have learned a lot from what I've said. Any point that really stuck out to you, just drop them down in the comments. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And also, leave a like if you liked the video, which I believe you did. Subscribe, share with others, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.